Hi everyone, welcome to biology class. For today's video, we will discuss the chapter Principles of Inheritance and Variation. When someone says he looks exactly like his father or she is so different from her mother, do you ever wondered how we become so similar or so different from our own family? In science, the similarity is explained by inheritance. Inheritance is a process by which certain characters are passed on from parent to the children. Inheritance is considered as the basis of heredity. So that's about similarity. Now about difference. Difference is explained by the term variation. Variation is a degree by which progeny differ from their parent. During mid-19th century, Mendel conducted hybridization experiments which shed light on inheritance. So he conducted experiments on garden peas for about 7 years, that's from 1856 to 1863, and proposed the laws of inheritance in living organisms, which we know as Mendel's laws of inheritance. By hybridization, it refers to a process of producing offspring by mating parents from different varieties or even species which has desirable characters. The desirable characters which Mendel investigated in garden pea plants were all two opposite traits. Mainly 7 characters were considered. The contrasting characters of stem, flower, pod and seed were considered in the study. 7 characters considered were seed shape, seed color, pod shape, pod color, flower position and stem height. Mendel conducted cross-pollination experiments on pea plants which are continuously self-pollinated. So they are called true breeding pea lines. The use of this method is that the plants will get a clear expression of characters as by passing these characters through generation, it will have a stable trait inheritance. The Mendel worked with pea plants with a single character in order to study the inheritance of a single gene. For that, he crossed a tall and a dwarf pea plant. He collected the seeds produced after the cross and grew them to form only tall plants, like one of the parent. He called this generation as filial progeny or the F1 generation. After the first cross, he conducted a second cross in which he self-pollinated these F1 plants. Surprisingly, although self-pollinated F1 plants were all tall plants, some of the offsprings produced were dwarf. He observed that 3/4 of the F2 plants were tall and remaining 1/4 of the plants were dwarf. So the character dwarf, which is not expressed in F1 generation, is being expressed now. And the offspring produced did not show any blending of characters as none of them were in in-between height. So all offsprings were tall and dwarf plants like their parents. Based on this observation, Mendel concluded that there is a factor which is stably being passed down from parent to offspring through the gametes. Now we know them as genes. A gene is a unit of inheritance which contains the information which is required to express a particular trait in an organism. The next important term is allele. Genes which codes for a pair of contrasting traits are called alleles. So, a pair of alleles are the genes which are slightly different from each other. So that's about Mendel's experiments. On the next part, we will be discussing laws of inheritance. If you like this video, please like, share, comment and subscribe. And don't forget to click the bell icon for more videos like this.